morning, students. Today's topic is going to be about the COVID-19 disease and the RNA vaccines that were developed during the pandemic. The first lesson objective is that you become familiar with the principle of vaccinations and the design of the COVID-19 vaccines. And we're going to measure your learning through a formative assessment. The second lesson objective will be that at the end of the discussions, you have already addressed social justice issues like vaccine skepticism and vaccine distribution efforts. And we're going to measure this through a homework assignment. We're going to start this lesson by a series of warm-up activities that should take around 15 minutes. The first will be a PBS video entitled 3 Things You Should Know About the COVID-19 Vaccines. That will be followed by a list of vocabulary words that will be key for your learning. And last, we're going to do a KW activity in which you're going to discuss fact versus myths about vaccines. Well, let's start this lesson with the PBS video. Here we go.
The U.S. authorization of 2 COVID-19 vaccines marked a turning point in the pandemic and vaccine science. These vaccines use messenger RNA, or mRNA, to deliver immunity.
Here you have a very essential vocabulary for your learning. As you saw in the video, most of these words were used. In order for you to attain the goals for this presentation, you must become acquainted. Let's start with messenger RNA. This is the genetic component that is transcribed from DNA. Let's activate your prior knowledge about vaccines. Let's do a KWL activity in which you're going to start with the K about what you know about which facts or myths. Then you're going to write about what you wonder. This will allow me to see what you're curious about, either about a fact or a myth. And once we finish the whole lesson, you're going to come back and you're going to write what you learn about facts and myths. Are you fired up? Now it's my turn to tell you a little bit about the principles of vaccination, followed by a 3-minute break. And then I'm going to finish by telling you about how COVID-19 vaccines were designed. The first short talk is about the principles of the vaccine, and the main objective is for you to be familiar with these principles. Question: what is the purpose of the vaccine? Anybody knows? Right, Tito. The purpose of the vaccine is to save lives, and in fact, vaccines save up to 3 million. And they are vaccines against 26 different infectious diseases, probably 27 now that we have against COVID. Now, what is poliomyelitis? Anybody knows? Well, in case you were wondering, polio was a big issue before the 1950s. Polio stands for gray, and myelus stands for spinal cord, and everything that finishes with the suffix itis is inflammation. So this is a virus that is specifically affected children and render them crippled, as you see in these pictures. Now here is my American hero, Mr. Jonas Salk. This guy discovered the vaccine against polio. Imagine in the 1950s, 1 out of every 4 children were affected by polio. Now, this guy discovered the vaccine saving millions upon millions upon millions of children. Now, when he was asked, why didn't you patent this vaccine? You could have become a trillionaire. You know what he responded? Can you patent the sun? Can you patent the wind? And this is why he's my hero. And in fact, the city of San Diego was so impressed by this guy that they invited him to come to San Diego and build an institute right here in your home backyard that is called the Jonas Salk Research Institute. If you have not visited, this is something you gotta do. Oh no! Tito, wake up! Okay, guys, Tito's falling asleep. It's time for a brain break. It is time for a class discussion. What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch another PBS video talking about vaccine skepticism and efficacy. And we're gonna follow by putting yourselves into different groups and we're gonna discuss different issues. Pay attention to this great video. Here you go. 1, 2, 3.
Although the U.S. should have enough COVID vaccine on hand for all adults by the end of May, it may take longer to inoculate enough Americans to provide adequate protection. There are many reasons for that, but key among them, lingering concerns and skepticism about the vaccine.
Now, you are going to get into groups and you're going to work together using this framework of questions. We're going to practice our media literacy skills by using the 5 W's of journalism. Remember, who, what, when, where, and why. So go ahead and do your best. As part of this closure of this lesson, now we're going to do an assessment using one of your favorite tools. This is the fun part of the lesson. So please go to joinmyquiz.com, enter the code 992571 and join me. We're going to have some fun. Come on, waiting for you. Hey, you guys did great. See? That was fun. Now, here comes the homework. Oh, nice. I know you're going to say it's not fun, but look. The whole lesson culminates in this. You're going to have 2 focus questions. Basically, you're going to determine how can you help people overcome vaccine skepticism in your community. And then you're going to find ways to encourage people to seek out vaccines in your community. This is extremely important for you to become a leader in your communities and within your families. And then you're going to continue to practice your media literacy. All right? You're going to put those answers to these questions in a Google Doc and you're going to share it with me in our Canvas website. Thank you for your attention and stay tuned for more instructional videos about the unit lesson that we are going through.